opportunities that are available to the construction sector from local authorities, and I'm going to take Mayo County Council as an example, seeing as I'm from there and I know what's going on. Just basically, quickly, the slide you're looking at here is just how we brand ourselves, the Mayo County Council. We're quite an innovative local authority. So we've taken to this branding under mayo.ie, and in it we just see our county as many places, many people and many parts. And all of this will make sense as I go through the presentation on where the opportunities lie for the construction sector. So really there are two areas that I can identify that are, I suppose, relevant to the construction sector, and that is that we build or we enable the building of sustainable projects in the county. And we also, in our local enterprise office, which I work, have supports available for all types of businesses, including the construction sector. So I'm going to briefly run through all of these, but I'm going to start off with the first one about the projects. And it's just to tell you that local authorities, even when there is a recession on, are continuously to build or planning to build projects. And I'll run through a few that we actually managed to build during the recession. And then I'll go on to the projects that are coming up in 2016 and 17 that the construction sector might be interested in tendering for. So this is a very exciting development here. Killala is a small village in North Mayo, just north of Ballina, the bigger town up in that area. This site here, outlined in the slide, was a disused, near derelict site. It was called the Asahi site originally. They left and the site was there and people were just coming in and out like refuse companies and all that. So we got wind that the high-speed fibre optic cable from the US was coming to Europe and it needed a landing point. Ireland was identified as probably the easiest landing point, and we got in contact with all relevant stakeholders, and after a long, I suppose, consultation and a bit of, I suppose, long meetings, we managed to land the cable at Killala. So with that as well, a renewable energy plant decided to apply for planning permission on Asahi as well. So we're delighted to say that both projects are going ahead. The power plant has turned aside, the cable has landed, and that has allowed this site to become a strategic site for data centres in the future. So we're actively now going to market that, and we hope that this will create more jobs, as well as the power plant under construction for data centres down the line. Another thing that we're quite good at in Mayo County Council is renewable energy. We're very proactive in this field, and we were the first county council to have a renewable energy strategy in the country. So in that strategy we've identified that there's over 500 megawatts of energy generation projects with planning permission. About 430 megawatts have yet to be built, so there's opportunities here for the construction sector. We also have secured a national wave energy test site off our coast, and the picture underneath depicts an illustration of an extension to French Port Pier, which we are currently, it's out at tender at this stage I think, which will facilitate that test site. Also, as I had mentioned before, we have the 400 megawatt wood-fired biomass plant in Killala. So they're just a few examples. Another thing we actively pursued during the recession was the creation of greenways, and I think most people have heard of the Great Western Greenway at this stage, and if you haven't, you're obviously not reading the papers. But basically, it's actually a pet project of mine because I did a dissertation on it in the 90s, and I'm delighted to say that Mayo County Council decided to build it. So phase one was built between 2009 and 11 when the whole economy was collapsing, and it cost €6 million to construct it. It is now used by 265,000 users per annum, 200 jobs and €14 million it's worth to the local economy every year. So we're delighted with that project. Now I'll be coming back to this slide again because that depicts a lot of the greenway extensions that we're hoping to pursue in the next couple of years. Of it, it was a former railway line, so it's great reuse of something that was disused for decades. And at the bottom as well, there's an awful lot of spin-off development from it. So that is a skateboard park in Westport. So again, that provided another opportunity for the construction sector at the time, and we'll be actively pursuing other developments of the Greenway. We are delighted to be part of the Wild Atlantic Way, and actually we market ourselves as the heartbeat of the Wild Atlantic Way, being in the centre of it. So the signature points that are identified in that, we have 2 in Mayo, 1 in Downpatrick Head and 1 in Keene. So Downpatrick Head, we decided it was very inaccessible. It's a beautiful location, but it was very, very dangerous. There's blowholes and there's cliff edges and everything, and it's absolutely fantastic, but something needed to be done. So we put in 640,000 into the site, and this is the outcome. We kind of got a university in the US who we're strong partners with to come up with different concepts of how the site could be developed. It is really well worth a visit, and I'd highly recommend you do that. We had 36,000 visitors in 2015 to that, and data to date shows that there's a 20% increase already this year. Currently in Castlebar, the National Outdoor Pursuits Centre is under construction, a project of a value of about €11 million. It's a 25-metre length, 8-lane swimming pool and a outdoor education building. And that has been done in conjunction with GMIT, Galway Mayo Institute of Technology, and the Department of Sports, Transport, Sports and Tourism. So that's quite exciting now and it's underway. This is my personal favourite. We are developing areas called Spirit of Place in the county. Again, it's to promote tourism. This one was built in 2014 out in Inishturk, because we have islands as well that we have to look after. So it's a beautiful place and it's lovely, lovely just to sit and reflect there. So what's next for Mayo? Well, we're looking, as I said, as developing the greenways. So the thick green line there is the phase 1, and then the dotted ones, the green dotted ones are the ones we're going to pursue this year, next year and the year after. And then there's long-term plans as well. Again, presenting opportunities for the construction sector to tender for these projects. At the bottom there is an old railway station which is actually falling down at the moment, but we've secured funding of €300,000 and we're going to have that as a visitor centre or a user centre for those who are using the Greenway. And that's going to go to tender in the next couple of weeks, so keep your eye out on that if you're interested. Also, this is a very fantastic project and I hope we can get it over the line, but it's the development of our signature point at Keene. So it's a skywalk over the Atlantic. It's going to cost about 4 million, and again that will be going for tender in the next year or so. We also have an exciting regeneration project on in Castlebar in the military barracks. Now this is a very long-term plan because it's a big site and we don't have the end use identified yet. It's open for public consultation to see how we can develop it. However, we have secured REDS funding of about €165,000, which has allowed us to start renovating one of the blocks in the site. So that's currently ongoing, and I keep an eye out for all the developments around that, because again that is going to present an opportunity. And then we'll go to the normal, I suppose, what everybody associates with local authority projects. We have sewerage schemes, and the Killala, Foxford and Charlestown ones are the ones that are going to go to tender at the beginning of 2017, so keep your eye out for them, and that's the estimated value of all the projects. Water schemes, Tourmakeedy, Lochmask, Inishturk and other minor programmes, again all going to tender in 2017, and keep an eye for them. And our significant road projects, we'd have a lot of smaller projects, but the significant ones are the N5 Westport to Turlough, worth €180 million, and the N59 Westport to Mulranny, worth €60 million. Now that is currently under construction at the minute, but it's done on a phased basis. So at the bottom there you'll see what they've done in Mulranny village itself, and again it's incorporating a bit of sustainable transport there with the e-car stations. Now getting on to the second area where local authorities can support the construction sector, and that's through the local enterprise office. I won't go through all the supports here today because I don't have time, but basically there are supports available to help you set up or expand your business. If you're for any business at all, we have run training programs. We would do mentoring. We have up to €2,000 available for website development. If you're going to a trade fair, we can offer you 50% of the cost of the stand. And we do an awful lot of networking events to try and bring people together to do business with each other. If you're in manufacturing or internationally traded service, which can be relevant to the construction sector if you decide to develop a product, there are financial supports. Again, there are criteria, but I don't have time to go through everything, so I would say check with your local enterprise office how they can support you. Now I'm going to finish this off with a video. It's not going to come up here, so I'll have to do it. It basically, I suppose, brings together everything to let you know what's happening in Mayo, how it's, how we see our future. And I'm using Mayo as an example, but an awful lot of other local authorities
Whether
do
this
things
is your
as well.
first or 41st visit.
So yeah, you can go.
Whether this is your first or 41st visit, there's always a Céad Míle Fáilte Roth here in Mayo, the very heartbeat of the wild Atlantic Way. Ireland's third largest county, with a landscape of rugged, spectacular beauty and superb quality of life, Mayo is a place of energy and enduring allure. Ancient history, 21st century connectivity, and state-of-the-art technology sit side by side in a place apart, on the Atlantic edge of Europe.
What better way to discover Mayo's charm than taking to the great outdoors? You'll see landmarks like Croagh Patrick and Clew Bay, Achill's unforgettable sea cliffs, and Downpatrick Head, dotted along our coastline, which doubles as a natural playground for thrill seekers and adventurous souls. There's also a wealth of history and culture. World-class fishing, golf and walking, a wilderness to explore, and great food, great music and great crack to enjoy. Want to know a little secret? There's so much more to Mayo than we could ever tell you about. Come see for yourself.
Scattered far and wide across the country and around the world are as many as 3.5 million people with the green and red of Mayo running through their veins. There's none prouder than Mayo people, fiercely loyal to home and passionate about their origins, regardless of where in the world they are. Their sense of place is strong and their love of home is clear. Mayo.ie is a global hub for Mayo and its people around the world. A place to connect and collaborate on social, cultural and economic issues, to share good news and to catch up with friends, old and new.
Ireland, the best country in the world to do business in, according to Forbes. Mayo's renown as a clean, green and blue county is part of its success as an alternative business location. Ask Allergan, whose global Botox production base is here on the western edge of Europe. Or Coca-Cola, who have 14 acres of manufacturing facility in North Mayo. With our own international airport, high-quality infrastructure, a skilled and motivated workforce, and a new fibre-optic transatlantic cable, a technological game-changer to unite North America and Europe right here in the west of Ireland. This connectivity makes Mayo an appealing business location. Mayo Enterprise and Investment Unit actively works with companies to deliver a suite of tailored business supports to ensure Mayo is the right fit for their business.
Mayo. There's a lot going on here. Ireland's longest coastline, a proud people, a renewable energy hotspot, Ireland's first female president, birthplace of Riverdance. Westport, the best place in Ireland to live. Erris, the best place in Ireland to go wild, and so much more. Mayo. Many places, many people, many parts, one county. See for yourself at mayo.ie.
The Mayo.ie brand identity was created to reflect the true attributes that make Mayo what it is today. Its unique people, its spectacular landscape, and its rich culture and history, with a healthy, vibrant and eclectic mix of businesses proud to call Mayo home.
Now, I showed you that because we bring this everywhere with us, and it does attract people to invest in the county. And if they're investing in the county, there are opportunities for the construction sector. So thank you for listening, and if you want to contact me, my details are in the last slide, but it's not up, but that's okay, you can find me. Okay, thank you.